Paul versus Muhammad. Who really spoke the truth about Jesus? Shocking differences you've never heard explained. Who's telling the truth about Jesus, Paul or Muhammad? Both claim to speak for God. Both referenced Jesus, but their messages couldn't be more different. So, who's telling the truth? Let's break it down. First, the timeline. Paul lived in the 1st century, just a few years after Jesus was crucified. He had direct access to eyewitnesses and early church leaders. Muhammad came over 500 years later, with no connection to the original apostles. Second, the encounter. Paul says he met the risen Jesus on the road to Damascus. The event was public, others saw the light, heard a sound, and watched Paul go blind. It changed the course of his life. Muhammad never met Jesus. He claimed to see him during a vision on a heavenly journey called the Mi'raj, but no one else witnessed it. Third, the message. Paul preached, Jesus is the Son of God, crucified, risen, Savior of the world. Muhammad taught Jesus was a prophet, not divine, not crucified, not risen. Their views are completely opposite. Fourth, the transformation. Paul gave up everything, status, privilege, even his safety, to follow Christ. He was beaten, shipwrecked, jailed, and eventually killed for preaching the gospel. He had nothing to gain and everything to lose. Muhammad, on the other hand, became a powerful leader, religious, political, and military. He gained land, followers, and influence. So ask yourself, who had more to gain by lying? Fifth, the verification. Paul's message was tested by those who actually walked with Jesus, Peter, James, and John. They confirmed his message and accepted him as a fellow apostle. Muhammad had no access to any of Jesus' disciples, no collaboration, no confirmation. His revelations contradict what Jesus' eyewitnesses taught. So, who's telling the truth? Paul, who saw the risen Christ, was affirmed by his followers and suffered for the gospel, or Muhammad, who came centuries later, changed the story, and gained power? The evidence points clearly. Paul was telling the truth about Jesus. If this gave you something to think about, don't scroll just yet. Like the video if you learned something new. Subscribe for more deep dives into biblical truth. Share this with someone who's asking real questions. And drop a comment below. Who do you think got Jesus right, Paul or Muhammad? Let's talk about it.